Hi Greedy 3Ds. The guys at Sunlu have sent me over some PLA to review for you today. So what we'll do is we'll have a little look at this PLA, we'll open it up, we'll try it in the printer, we'll do a couple of prints and we'll have a look at the end result of it all. Now everyone will have their go-to resin or their go-to PLA, and my go-to resin has for a long time been Sunlu. So they've really kindly sent me this to test, and I've got two colours for you today. I've got a nice rougey Rohani red colour there and a nice greeny colour. So we'll have a little play with those, we'll see what we think of them, and we'll do you a full review. Purchase price for this on Amazon around about £16 per kilogram, so reasonably good price. You can probably get it a little bit cheaper if you shop around, but let's give it a review. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just open the box and unbox it all. And there, as you would expect, we've got a vacuum packed sealed unit with the PLA in there. All seems to be intact, all arrived well, and has got a moisture collector in the centre of it, which I always like to see. You don't get a bag or anything like that with Sunlu. Some companies will send you a bag that you can seal and you can drop the moisture collectors in. You don't get one of those with Sunlu, but reasonable price all the same for a kilogram. Let's get it open, let's get it in the printer, and let's get printing. It's nice to see that it's come well spooled and it's held really well. So I'm going to undo this now and get it into my Anycubic Viper, and we'll get some printing done. Now, on a positive note, it doesn't feel brittle, which is always nice to know when you're loading in PLA. Sometimes when it can dry out, it can get brittle and you can have all sorts of failures and problems. But this feels really flexible, and I'm really chuffed with how it's feeling so far. Let's get it in there. And a red PLA begs for something red, so I'm going to be doing this Deadpool, which I got from Thingiverse, link in the description for you. Let's get it programmed in, let's get the Anycubic warmed up, and let's press that print button. Now, there's a few things I look for when I buy PLA. The first one, like all of us, is cost per kilogram, and at about between £14 and £16 per kilogram, depending on where you shop, and I shop on Amazon. This is really good value for money. Sunlu is a big brand name, they've got a good reputation, and I've used their products in the past with absolutely zero problems really. I think that's really important when you're buying resin or you're buying PLA, is that you can trust the company that you're buying from. Now, the consistency with Sunlu so far has been great. All the resin have been fine. I haven't had dodgy batches of that, and let's see how we get on with their PLA. So I'm going to let it do a little bit of printing, and I've come back to it after about 10 minutes or so, and look at that for layer porn. That is lovely. I'm just using 200 degrees for my hot end and 60 degrees on the bed, and it's going down an absolute treat. We'll keep coming back to it as the print progresses and have a look how it copes. Now, this is a supportless model, so that's going to be interesting to see how it copes. And as they say, a few moments later, there he is. Deadpool is printed, is all finished, is all done. Now, there is a little bit of stringing going on there. That is nothing to do with the PLA. That is down to my printer settings that I will address. Everything is printed wonderfully. The fine detail is in there. It looks really smooth. It looks really good. I'm happy with that. Deadpool looking good in his nice red PLA there. Let's just have a little look around the back of him as well. You can see some of the stringing around the back there, but again, don't let that put you off. That, as I say, is not the PLA. I've had that with many PLAs on my system. Now, to tweak my settings for my retraction, I'm going to do this Venom Symbiotic Spider-Man Web Only from Printables. Changed a couple of the settings, ran it through the printer, and a good 16 hours later, here he is. There's still probably a little bit more tweaking to do, but that looks a darn sight better. This is the kind of model you want want to really test your retraction settings on. So let's bring this to a conclusion. 2 models printed, 2 models successfully printed using the Sunlu PLA. My settings needed a bit of tweaking on my printer, but that was nothing to do with the PLA. I needed to do that for a while, and now is as good a time as any. PLA from Sunlu, it is a reputable brand, it is a well-liked brand, it is a trusted brand. I have no problems recommending anything from Sunlu for you guys to use. Hope you've enjoyed. See you next time on Greedy 3D.